Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 32. It is Tuesday, and I was just thinking to myself, I had half the team out yesterday because they were sick. I looked at my calendar today, and I have no meetings at all on the calendar. So I thought to myself, why am I going into the office? I know it's required, but why am I really going in? So I think what I'm going to do is go to the office, log in, and then leave. And then I'm going to tell my manager I'm going to work from home, but HR will see that I checked in at the office, so there won't be an issue there. And I am on call this week. There were some tickets that came in late last night and early this morning, so I can take care of those. But I'm thinking about taking off and try to hit 5 or 6 casinos today, try to make a little bit of extra money since I have this opportunity. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's what I'm going to do. And my boss is not online yet, so he hasn't replied to me. So just to button things up perfectly, when he does reply to me, I'm going to say, well, I'm already in the office. I'm going to head back toward home because I said, I've got a sick kid and my wife's not home, stuff like that. So I'm going to use that excuse. I'm going to try to get 5 sessions in, including at least 1 session of Blackjack, and hopefully we can bring home at least $1,000 today. A lot of the stuff that I was working on is hitting the bank account all at the same time. So I got about $15,000 coming out of my bank account right now. I need to move some money into there because the other 20-something thousand that's going in is not going to be there yet. So it's going to put me a little bit down temporarily. But I'm doing it to squeeze every minute out and try to get one more transaction in for the month if I can. So things will be tight a little bit, but I'll just put some of the money in my pocket in the bank account to help make up for that, and we'll be able to double dip, do 2 transactions at a time instead of 1. Sorry, just thinking out loud here. Anyway, going to the office. I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back. I just got to the office. I asked my boss if I could stay home and work. He said yes. And I had already checked in at the front. And now HR sees that I work today. My boss isn't looking for me. And we're going to go on a little trip today. So nice little surprise today. You'll see what we can do here. Today it is 32 degrees outside. I'm not wearing a jacket. I don't think it's going to be worth it. I think it's going to warm up quite a bit today. So we're heading out to our first casino. And then right around the time we get to our second casino, we'll need to stop for some fuel. And that should carry us most of the rest of the trip. And yeah, man, a lot of stuff happening all at the same time. And there was one person that sent a message saying, that episode a few episodes ago, it didn't have any content. And I'm like, yeah, because it wasn't supposed to have content. I said it at the beginning of that episode, I just want to talk through what I'm feeling. If you're looking for content, you could have skipped it. But whatever. Anyway, personally, when I was getting started, any bit of anything I could listen to, I did. And I still listen to a lot of those things, and other things that aren't even related to blackjack or slots. I listen to poker stuff. I watch videos on it. I'm trying to educate myself and make myself better. And when you admit that you're not the best at everything, then you can learn. And I admit that I'm not the best at anything, and I have room to learn everywhere. And that's why I continue to grow. So anyway, I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. Tough start this morning. First machine I came to had a play on it. I played that. It was a very low denomination, very low bet amount. And Took about 2 or 3 minutes. I was ahead $86 right away. Was feeling good. Everything was looking fine. And continued looking around. Found about 3 more plays. And all of them went the wrong way. And then one more play. And that took me back to being positive again. And I ended the session ahead $18. So a lot of work for very little money, plus $18. And then you remember the machines that they were going to change out, and then they changed them back, and they were at reset levels, and I played it, and I made a couple $1,000s on them. Well, they're getting rid of those machines after all. The machines they were going to switch them to were not approved, and now they are. So I guess that was a good break for me to be able to earn that money on those, but they are permanently going away, which means I am losing 2 machines that I depend on to make money weekly. So unfortunately, but there's a lot of new stuff out lately, so hopefully I find something to replace them with. Right now, continuing my trip, I should be able to make it to the next casino without refueling, although I probably will stop before I get there, and then I'll be back to update you. Oh, it's so exciting today. So exciting. Well, a lot of things happened here, but not a lot happening, if you know what I mean. So, as I'm pulling onto the highway here, next to this police officer, and I'm holding the phone up to my face. Hello. How you doing? Yeah, I know. All right. So, I go into this place. Just looking around, nothing really there. I find I think here, in what order this happened. Yeah, so I go look around this whole place and I'm finding nothing. And I think I'm down maybe a few dollars, $10, $12, something like that. And I'm finding nothing, so I get a little bit creative and I go to a game that has a jackpot that is uncapped but is positive EV at a certain level. And I can tell you that so few people play this that I haven't seen anyone post a picture of this in probably a year, so if it gives you an idea. So I played it at a minimum bet. I think it was like 50 cents a spin, and played about 1,000 spins and never got there, and basically just ended up leaving. And at that point on that machine, I was down about 180, so minus 180. So I went to this other machine that I'll be posting some pictures of somewhere here pretty soon. And that one, also, Asians hate it. And in fact, I remember being in the casino I'm going to next and playing this game, and 2 Chinese were behind me, and the woman says to the man, I could never win like that. And I remember because I'd recorded my win, and when I posted it to some friends, one of them spoke Chinese, and he told me what they were saying. So anyway, I played that through and made some money, but not much, like $10 or $20. And that was another long one, like 300 spins. And then moved on to some other stuff, and I actually blew a little bit of money on one that was kind of a borderline play that I shouldn't have done. And soon I was down about 180, and I was pretty much out of plays. And I'm looking at some smaller stuff. I'm just trying to do anything I can to get some money here. And this guy walks up behind me and he says, "Is this a play?" And I'm like, "Huh? Who's this?" And I turn around, and it was a slot technician. And I'm like, what is going on? I've never talked to this guy before. He doesn't know me. I don't come here very often. So obviously, we think that, we're hiding, but most of the time, they may know who you are already, and if you're not a threat, they let you play. So he takes me over to this machine that I've never played, and he says, is this a play? And I said, how? And he says, well, you see that Maxi is almost as big as the Grand, or no, it's bigger than the Grand. And I'm like, I don't know much about this game, but in my experience, in situations like this, it would have to be so high that there's no way that that's going to be playable. And on top of that, the odds of hitting it are probably, even though it's only the Maxi, might be 400 or 500,000 to 1. So for me, I couldn't play it. I said, but thanks. And he goes, well, those new machines that we're putting in the front, they're going to be open tonight. And I was really amazed by how much he knew. And I said to him, yeah, I know, but at the reset levels, there's nothing on those machines. And then he says to me, yeah, I know, I played it when it looked like blank, and I still lost $10. I said, yeah, they can go up to blank. And so I was really surprised. I was shocked that he knew as much as he did. He didn't know me at all, but I guess he'd seen me touching enough machines and going to the right machines enough that he thought it would be a good idea to ask me. Maybe he's going to play it. Maybe someone he knows is going to play it. I have no idea. But at that point, I was down almost 200. I found another machine, played that. That got me to within $15. So I had a nice hit on that one. It paid like $2.99. And then played one more small play on the way out and lost a few dollars. And ended up leaving down $20. So I think we made 18 and then we lost 20, something like that, 17 and 20 or something. And so we're just about even for the day. We took the day away from work and we're down $2. So not feeling good. Now the other problem now is going to the next casino. This casino took me so long with those long plays that now I got time trouble here. My idea was to hit the next casino, play some blackjack, and then hit a couple more before going home. And I got a kid at home that I've been having some problems with, and I want to be at home when they get home or just after they get home at a decent hour because I want to help with homework. And now it's looking like it's already going to be like 2 o'clock before I get to the next casino, and or later, and then come back 45 minutes to this casino, and then go to the next casino, and then head home. It's going to be pretty late, so I don't know. I'm going to move on to the next casino. I'm not going to spend too much time there. And there's another one close to that one. I'm not even going to hit that. So we're just going to hit one casino, try to make some money on some blackjack, and then figure out where we are. I may go straight home from there, or I may hit a couple more on the way home. So that's what's happening right now. That's where we are. I made like $65 today on the drive to this casino, but not really enough to sustain a family. So anyway, I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So I decided that instead of playing blackjack today, I was going to play some baccarat. And so I walked back to that area, and I walked back past the baccarat area to the blackjack area because I don't play baccarat. I don't know what you were thinking. Why would you think I would do that? Anyway, blackjack first, sat down. Table was, the shoe was about to end. There were 2 people in the shoe, only one table open. So, ooh, you know what? I forgot about my work computer. I forgot I had to work today, man. It's like, why do I have a job? What's going on here? Anyway, sorry. So I sit down, I wait first for the table, for the shoe to end, and then the next shoe starts. Sit down, start playing. So there's 3 of us at the table, One guy is a real nice guy. Every time I'm here, he's here, and it doesn't mean that I'm here a lot. It just means that he's here a lot. And like, he really likes talking to me, and I'm like, bro, come on, man. Let me let me have some privacy here. He's like right next to me, and he's cheering me on, and he wants me to win the hands, and all that's like really nice. I appreciate that, but yeah, he's a nice guy, I guess. Anyway, first shoe starts going well, not right off, but within 5 or 6 hands, things start looking pretty nice. And don't know why my work computer doesn't recognize the internet, but I've been offline for a while, and there was some kind of an issue while I was in there, so I need to check it out. But so connect, okay. So at the beginning of the shoe was a little bit rough, but then it turned around pretty quickly, and I was up as much as like 625 in that shoe, but the count was still positive. And then by the time the shoe ended, I was only up like 425. Continued on, played another shoe. That one ended, I was ahead like 50 bucks. Played another shoe, that one ended, I was ahead like 25 bucks. And I'm like, this is like dragging on, and multiple players. And it's weird because this is considered a high limit table here. But the guy who was betting the most was the worst player at the table. Staying on 16s during negative counts, that's no big deal. Some people stay on 16 no matter what. But what about 4-2 and he stayed? What about that? Huh? Is that normal? Tell me, I want to know. So he stayed on 4-2. He stayed on ace 2-3, so soft 16, against I want to say a 7 or an 8 that the dealer had. So he stayed on that. Just overall, he ended up buying in for the most. I know you're shocked, but he ended up buying in for about 3,000 while I was there, plus whatever chips that he lost that he had when I got there. Everybody else was pretty much stable. The counts never really got out of control. My max bet was only like a true 3 bet, so wasn't really much happening. I finally ended up leaving that table ahead $50 and switching over to another table that had opened up, which was a double deck. This double deck has okay rules, but had the right dealer on there, so I got good pen. And I wasn't planning on being there long because it's also a trap, and they like to watch that table a lot. So actually I had 575. I was ahead 75, and so I go over, and the plan was just to use the 75 and hopefully not break my $500 chip, because I don't want to bring attention that I'm there. And played 3 shoes, I think. It went pretty quick, and I ended up leaving at the end of a shoe plus 450. And the pit boss knew my name, so I told her, hopefully it's a quick hit and run today. And she said, "Oh, you've been having a rough time, Joe?" And I'm like, oh yeah, she knows my name. So I don't think she knows my last name. Maybe not. But that's why I got to be careful at places like this. This is a place that I had I had 2 huge sessions early on, winning and losing, like 10,000 and 17,000. And after that, there was no way around it. You had to show ID. And then they made me like a VIP after those 2 sessions, and then everybody knew my name. They would start sending me like $300 and $500 one bet vouchers, and I this is not a place I want to mess with. So anyway, now we are moving on to another casino. I am only planning on being in there a short time, maybe like 20 minutes or so, and then moving on to at least one other one, and that one I may be in a little bit longer. But so far so good. Temperature's 37 degrees. Traffic is a little heavy, but that's understandable for this time of the day. And I'll come back and update you here in a little while, hopefully with some more good news. I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. I talked to my friend out in Vegas, and he's like, Joe, next time you come out to Vegas, I want you to pick me up out of this home and take me back home again. I don't want to be here anymore. And I'm thinking, you need some medical care. You cannot be leaving. So I didn't tell him I'm going to be out there soon. I feel bad about it, but I don't want him trying to leave that place. I told him I'd be out late summer, which is probably true. Maybe after the World Series of Poker stuff is over. Anyway, I go into this place and there is nothing at all. I almost didn't go in. When I was in the parking lot and I was busy working on stuff in the car, I almost just left, and I decided to finish up what I was doing and go in, and there was nothing there. I found $1 in a machine, and that was it, $1. So $1, and I had two Chinese come up to me and ask me how I was doing and how long I was going to be there. And to one of them I said, why don't you go home? I said, get yourself some lunch, get some sleep. You can't be here 24 hours a day. And he acted like he didn't understand what I was saying, but whatever. So we're moving on to another casino here, and this one I'm hoping to be in and out of in about 30 minutes, unless we find something long-term, which is always a possibility. And hopefully I have some good news to report to you, but it's probably another 30-something miles from here, so I'm going to sit back and relax and take care of some other stuff in the car, and then I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back. It's been a tough day all the way around. I did make about 450 on some online stuff this afternoon, so that was good. And actually, I got to check my bank account to see if one of these big deposits came in. I did get like 2,800 in today, but I'm waiting for a couple big ones to come through. But I played a lot of machines in here. Really, the first one is the one I lost money on, and just actually the second one, and was never able to recover. I got pretty close, within $20 or so, and then I gave some more of it back. I was in there for probably 45 minutes or more. Did see a friend in there, talked to him for a little while, and he may come with me on my Sunday trip. So we'll see what happens with that. That'll be interesting. And I gave him a couple different routes that we might take and told him to pick which one he would rather do, and we'll go do that. Other than that, really not very eventful. I ended up losing $102 in there. And yeah, things have been so tight lately because so many people are doing this right now. Hopefully things turn around. Eventually the people who are taking things too early are going to run out of money, and that'll give us an opportunity to get back in there and start making money again. So hopefully that happens soon. But yeah, right now I'm heading toward home. It's dark, and it's going to be a little ways before I get there. So I'm going to sit back, relax, enjoy this ride. 36 degrees outside, heading toward home, and I'll come back and update you here in a little while. All right, guys, just got home, just pulled in, forgot to finish up the podcast for the day. Looking forward to tomorrow. Today was okay. Overall, made what I needed to make, even though some of it was unconventional, but making money and moving along one step at a time. And actually, some of these other things I'm doing are making it easier for me to get my goals every day. So I'm pleased about that. So for now, I'm going to go in the house, relax, and get ready for tomorrow. And I'll catch up with you then. Tomorrow's going to be a long day, so I got to get some rest. We're leaving early in the morning. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.